today I'm going to go over more about our attendance tracking and continuing educations section of the event registration module. I covered some of it in a previous video, so there will be some similarities that you might notice between here and a different video. So here we're going to start with the configuration options. So on the admin menu, you'll go to configuration here at the top. Then under configuration options, you'll go to event registration. Now under here, we're only going to be looking at the general options tab because there's a couple things in particular here that we're going to need to make sure are enabled. So the first thing here is this enable CEU tracking by event field. If this is disabled, you're not going to see all of those other options. But when you have it enabled, in terms of pastry chefs here, we have 20 continuing education credit fields. So for each of these, you will need to input a name here as to what it is you want this to be referred to. And when you do this, it'll show up in the event registration, so you can actually assign credit hours to it or a value to it. So in this case, we have the first three. So credit hours, baking class, and dough making class. Then underneath the 20 fields here, we have this enable attendance tracking by field. This option also needs to be enabled because with this being enabled, it will allow for those custom fields or those different sessions you make in event registration to actually allow for attendance tracking. So once you have both of those enabled, we're going to go back to the main menu here, and then under events and event registration. The next piece is going to be you'll have to look at the event itself. So we'll go ahead and look at this 54th annual convention. So we'll do change. You don't have to do anything here on this first page at all. On the second page, if you have discount codes enabled, you don't have to do anything here on this discount code page. The package page, this also doesn't need to have anything done with it. It's the add change event fields page here. This is the one that we need to pay attention to. So what will happen is there's two kinds of fields. There's the checkbox as well as the selection fields. These two specifically are the ones that allow for attendance tracking. So as an example, we'll look at the keynote speaker presentation here. So we'll go ahead and click on edit. And here you'll see enable attendance tracking for field is already enabled, and it gives those three names that were provided for the CEUs. And in here you can include what you want these values to be. What this means is that when someone is marked as attended, they earn the equivalent credit to what is shown in here. So we'll go back and look at the other one. So the other one here, this morning classes option. Go and do the same thing. So just do edit and look. And here, when someone gets marked as attended here, they will earn 3 credit hours because that is what is set up here. So now if we go back here and look at the event itself, and we do the attendees section again and go edit, look at the page of the attendees, what will happen is we can do this view and edit event field option. When you click on this button, you're going to have two different options here. You have a drop down for by attendee and a drop down for by field and session. So these are two independent pieces. So you can click through here and select from your attendees who it is that you actually want to look at for this. So we'll just leave it as the Jane admin account and click continue. So here you'll see specifically the fields that they did in fact register for when they registered for the event. It'll say yes for the registered for field. And with that, it'll show on this section here what credit hours they earned for that. And again, this is just for what it is that they registered for. If you want to view all the fields, including the ones that they did not select, you can click the button at the top there, and now it will show everything else too. So here, you'll now see that this cancellation fee option has been added. And again, if you click the button at the top, then that one will no longer show up. So now we'll go back again. So next we'll look at the by field session drop-down option. So here we're going to keep it set for the morning classes field session. Go ahead and click continue. And here it'll show, in this case, the 8 individuals that have registered for this morning class. Just like with the individual one, if you click on the show all attendees at the top here, now you can see everyone who's registered for the event and whether they've registered for this field or not. If they have, then registered for field here would say yes, like with what you see here for this attendee number 3. If they haven't, it'll say no. The other piece with this too is these instances where it says no, if you want to add someone to this, then all you have to do is you just have to go in here and you just click on this green plus. You'll see the success option button up here at the top pop up. And now it shows that they have registered for it, and it automatically applies those hours for that. Then if you want to remove it, you just have to click on this red X for remove attendance. And now it's gone again. So next we'll go back to the attendee list and we'll look at the transcript. So this pencil with paper looking icon here next to the attendee name, you just click on this for the transcript. And this will show you what session it is that they selected and they registered for. And this is all that would show up for the transcript, because think of it kind of like a transcript for schooling. It's showing your credit hours that you've earned. In this case, there weren't any earned credit hours for this, so there's nothing showing up here to denote that. So we'll go back to the event list here. So another thing is you can actually email the individuals who have registered their transcripts. To do that, again, under attendees here, we're going to go under message instead. And here, there's a couple that have already been set up. So I'll just go ahead and do an edit for one of these, just kind of like walk you through this. So here, send date, sender, reply email, subject. So all this is the same as always. Then here, if you want to include their transcripts in the email, if it's applicable, then you just check this box here. So for now, we'll leave this checked and continue. Go through the attachments page. And then on the last page here, we now have this option under packages to include. So there's all of these options, and then there's a break, and under that, there is this eligible for transcript option you can check as well. So when you check this, only people who have a transcript ready to be viewed, the ones who have essentially earned some credits with their attendance, you can just check this box, and it would then allow for you to populate your recipients list with those who would get that transcript. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, you can always email us. Otherwise, we look forward to working with you, and I hope you have a great day.